The Switch 2 launched yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, and the pre-orders went well for a lot of places. For me, my GameStop pre-order went fine. My Target order, however, is right here.
And I'm wearing a hat this week. We're all doing things.
Things are being done. They are being done. What actually was done is that in the wild we found another Switch console. So I now have a second one. I ordered two. I ordered one from Target, one from GameStop. Like I said, the GameStop one went swimmingly. Got it. Good. Taken care of.
Did they sell it you
Target, on
upside
the
down?
other hand, what?
Oh.
What? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's the box. It's the box, man. It doesn't matter. Target said that it will be here on the 11th, which, like I said, I don't know what day you're watching this, but it's not the 11th. It's many days away. So we were at a Walmart local, just randomly. I walked to the electronics section because I was like, I want to see if they've got Switch 2 stuff out. You know, I want to, do they have anything, whatever. And lo and behold, they had like 7 of these and 3 of the ones that were not the bundle. Because, of course, I got the bundle. I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart. Who's doing that? Why are you doing it? Stop doing it. You're not teaching them a lesson. But it is, I'm thankful that I got it. Targets, they'll cancel it or something. They'll get that figured out because there's not going to be any money there for them to take from me. So, not the only debacle we've had over the Switch pre-orders, though. We have had some issues with, well, I said GameStop did well, but my GameStop did well. Another couple of GameStops had a problem.
Big problem.
And it's, honestly.
Your Switch 2 came intact. Not everyone's though.
Yes.
GameStop was doing the GameStop thing of stapling the receipt to the front of the box. Turns out, as you may see, the tablet is in the very top of the box. There it is. Nothing protecting it. It's right at the top. So when they stapled it, went right through into the screen. Some people have had a bad day.
Oh, absolutely. I can't even imagine the amount of frustration I would have to have a staple go through this box into the screen, especially because GameStop was big on the, hey, if you get a protection plan, we'll throw in a free screen protector. They didn't tell you were going to need to put it on before you picked it up. They didn't tell you that. So it's not like
what
it
do
was
you
going to do you
even
much
do
good
at that point, though? Because they've mostly run out. You can't order a new one yet. What do you do if you just have one without a screen?
Well, I'm assuming, because I made this statement before, and a lot of people were like, nah, that's not the case. But I assume that the Switch 2, there are way more of them out there than what Nintendo is letting on. Because as many people as I've seen lined up to get these systems, for them to still be in stock, I feel like they wanted people to flood it and buy it day one and, get all the benefits of that, which they did, and they still have some. So we're kind of the fools, especially people that order from Target, because we have friends that are still waiting on their Switches. It says it'll be here next week. That's ridiculous. I was one of those people. I said no and found one, and now I have another one. It's for my wife. I'm not that. Okay,
You just wanted two.
I know I have a couple of. I know I have a couple of Switches, but I did not want 2 Switch 2s. I just one's mine, one's my wife's. So let's not go there with it. But we did get the second one, and Target or whatever, they're still having issues. Target has them in store. They have them in store. They did not, the order update and everything. So like I ordered it the 23rd at 9:06 p.m. 6 minutes after it launched, or 11:06. Is it 9:06? 11. 6 minutes after it launched, I had mine ordered in the cart, ready to pay for it. Then here we are, June, with no update other than preparing or processing, whatever it was saying. This morning at 9:26, it lets me know there's been a label created for them to ship it out. Doesn't say it's shipping, doesn't give you any information or anything. You have no idea where it's coming from, just that a label has been created in their system for your device, which usually means you've got another day of waiting before that goes out, and then you've got the ability to see where is it coming from, and you can kind of gauge how long it's going to take to get to you, depending on what service is providing it for you. In America, we all know the ones that you don't want to see handling your packages. You know you know what I'm saying. So I got around that. And I hope that if anybody else has that problem, that maybe they can get around it. Look, if you're watching this episode and you're still waiting on your Target order, just go check a store. Go check a store, and if you have to, refund it and take it back to them or something. Figure it out. Don't let them stop you from enjoying this. I was gonna say game-changing experience. I don't know. I've played it. Okay, I've played the Switch 2. It's a Switch with a 2 at the end.
But now,
I don't know. Yeah, I'll give you that. For now, it's not a huge advancement in technology, but I'm not mad at Nintendo for that. I'm not, because they could have screwed it up. They could have, but they didn't. They just simply gave us what we had, a little better, and I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with how much it costs to be a little better, but it, that's
I
how
think it
game systems
will
work.
hopefully soon become a lot better, because it has the capacity to become a lot better. It's just a case of actually getting games optimized for it. The thing is, there's a lot of third-party support this time around. All of it's last gen, though. None of it's really knocking my socks off. You know what I mean? It's very much, as you say, a little bit better, because the main headline, the only thing to do right now, is either the packing game that wasn't actually a packing game, or Mario Kart. You're telling me Mario Kart couldn't run on the Switch 1? We saw last week it was being developed for the Switch 1. It absolutely could.
Yeah.
It just isn't, because, marketing, and this is how they make more money. But for now,
I actually have some videos, because I played it. I stream on Twitch. However, whatever my name's Too Many Stands. Just look that up, I guess.
It's
just
probably
go to
linked
Twitch, type
on
that
the
in.
About page.
You'll
I
figure it
think
out.
I set that up.
Is it? It could be. It might be there.
This was like 3
Anyways,
months
that's
ago,
me.
maybe.
Yeah. I streamed it yesterday to an audience of many varying people from all across the world, because that's how I roll. All right. So, while we were streaming, I was testing things out, playing the game. It took me a while to get everything set up. If you were a streamer, you need to be careful with how you're trying to capture it or whatever. You may have to down the settings of the dock, because it is trying to throw it into 4K mode, and a lot of capture cards will not take what's it called, upscaled resolution. It won't input that and send it back out. So if you are trying to capture any footage of this, you're gonna have to go in. You're gonna have to cut it down to 1080p. Which, let's be fair, if you're playing Mario Kart, you really think it's gonna look so much better in 4K than 1080p? It's Mario Kart. 480 would be fine. There were parts in the game where I found sections of, like, where you could see the textures layered on top of each other, and they were just at points together instead of being smoothed out or anything. They're just at a point. It's just a full hexagon of shapes just merged together. And what is that? Like, that's $80 worth of a game? I don't think so. I don't look, if you can't render in a full also, there are parts, like, it was a tree specifically that you fall through, and you fall through the leaves, and because you have the back time button, I fell through that tree like 400 times, testing it, looking at it, analyzing this tree. And that's where I saw these texture issues. Well, as you're falling through it, I hit a branch that's as big as the cart, and I just phased right through it. There's no physics of it. It's just taking up a space there, but it's not actually a physical item. That's not $80 worth of a game. I'm sorry. I should hit that tree and the cart should blow up. That's $80 worth of a game. Follow GTA. They're going to charge $100 and something for that game, but I guarantee you if they hit a tree in a car, it's going to blow up. What are we doing, Mario Kart? Let me have to go to the pit because I hit a tree. That would be I would make those, those drinking Mario Kart streams people be doing. Those make those a lot more entertaining if you hit a tree and you had to repair that car.
It's a terrible for player onboarding.
Yeah, but it's what look, right now Mario Kart World is the new big thing that people are playing just because it's new and big. In a year or two, the people trying to make fun ways out of playing this game that there's honestly no satisfaction for getting anything in, it's going to be wild. So you're going to have streams of people or groups of people that are trying to come up with ways to make this game fun to play because it's not anymore. It is now because it's new, but you unlock things just by getting coins in the free roam world or whatever. There's no satisfaction of completing any goals or anything like that. It's just it's a game with no trajectory. You just do things. And I feel like games need some kind of structure to make it rewarding for you to do things instead of just being kind of randomized and you've completed something.
Mario Kart,
What?
my guy.
I know, but
too
still,
far into this.
to take it, it is just Mario Kart. You made me say Mario. It is just Mario Kart, but you want me to pay $80 for this Mario Kart?
That is fair.
You need to give me $80 worth of playability.
I don't think it should be 80.
I can do things like Mario Kart Forza Edition or Mario Kart Horizon, whatever you want to call it, should not be $80. You should there should be something there that makes it that. And you took 200cc away. What's that about?
That's probably coming.
You scared
back.
we're too good? It better.
That
Give
was
me my 200cc
that
back.
wasn't on launch for
move
8
faster.
either.
Well, yeah, but the 8 also launched on Wii U, so like.
I'd say Mario Kart World costing more than Donkey Kong Bonanza will is insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Especially when you take into consideration that the most expensive game of the Switch's lifetime was Zelda. The Tears of the Kingdom was the most expensive one. And it kind of made sense, except it didn't because a lot of people didn't like it as much as they liked Breath of the Wild, which is a theme that gaming companies need to realize. If you make a really good game that you don't expect to be a really good game and then people love it, when you just remake that game, it's not going to have the same fanfare because they discovered it as not being a game that's shoved down their throats like this game. They found it and were like, "Oh my, this is amazing." And that realization of finding this game and not having to pay a premium for it because you're out here going, "It's the best game ever." They think it themselves. They're not being told to think it. It makes the gaming experience better, but you don't follow that program. You just release the next one that is essentially the same thing, and you're like, "Oh, this is the best." I don't care that you think it's the best. I want to know what my opinion of it's going to be. That's what's going to make me play it. You can tell me what your favorite game is. That doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy my favorite game. So stop raising prices on things you think are worth this or that. Let your audience tell you if it's worth this or that. Yeah. Close that book.
We should do a little PSA. I should have mentioned this when we were talking about the punctured screens, but the Switch 2 has like a protective film on the screen.
Yes.
You technically can peel it off. Don't. You've been warned not to.
I'm showing everything.
He's trying his best.
You can't see it. You can't see it. But there's a protective film on here. There's also a protective film on the Tears of the Kingdom Switch, right? The OLED. There's also a protective film on there. You can see the corner is kind of peeling up a little bit.
Oh.
I've had this since launch. I pre-ordered this and it arrived day of. It was actually from Target, so that's weird that that's such a varying difference of things. But that has been on. There's been no screen protector on this. I have just simply taken. There's smudges, yeah, because you touch this. It's a touch screen. There's going to be smudges, but there's no screen protector on here. It's just that little plastic film that I resisted the urge to pull off, and that's why my screen is still perfect. Just do that for the Switch 2. Don't buy the $15 screen protector. Take care of your stuff, people. That's what's wrong. That's why the resale market sucks, because everybody wants to sell you something that's halfway broken. It's like, I know what I got. I know what you got too. A piece of crap. Stop trying to make me pay $200 for it. Take care of your stuff, especially if you plan on selling it. If you're going to keep it, I don't care what you do with it, but keep it. Don't try to sell it. That's, see?
I spending a lot of time on eBay.
The amount of things you find people trying to sell in conditions that are unbelievable is it's baffling. It's just mind-boggling what people will charge for some things. Like I'll sell you a DS. By the way, the bottom half of it doesn't work. $200. Why? Why? Like everybody's over here complaining about the Switch costing $500. It's brand new. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with paying $200 to $300 for a system that's 15 years old and little Timmy put peanut butter on it for some reason. I'm not okay with that. So, like, I don't know. I'm not happy that I paid $5. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not happy that I paid $5 because I did it twice. Paid $500 for this console, but it's, you know, if you're gonna buy the Switch 2 at any point in its life between now and probably the first to second year, it's not going on sale. Just get it. When you have the money to, just get it, because it'll be 2029 before you see like $20 off of this thing. So I would recommend, if you're gonna get it, just go ahead and get the Mario Kart bundle. Don't pay $80 for Mario Kart. There's no reason to. Absolutely none. 50 might even be a little bit. I feel like if games like Clair Obscur can release for $49, a game like Mario Kart can release for $49. In all honesty, physical, not just digital, not just the little game cartridge that. We'll talk about that too, because I want to mention this. So this is full game download. Full game download, and I can show you this box all I want to, because guess what? There's no code, okay? There's no code. I can show you everything in this box. You cannot take my game from me. You know why you can't take my game from me? Because somehow they have made it to where after you log into your account and then you go to the e-store for the first time, it registers that on this system is supposed to be this game for free. For me, when I got home and was trying to set my Switch up, it was Central Time. So I got my Switch at 11 p.m. Got home, got everything set up. I could not play Mario Kart World, the game that I pre-ordered with the system that I pre-ordered to get on release, until 2 a.m. my time. Even though I've had the Switch since 11 p.m. the previous day, I had to wait those hours before the game would let me install it, because it says this content has not been released everywhere yet. Why'd I buy it? Why'd I go stand in line waiting for it if it wasn't going to be available for me to play it? Did you expect it to take me 4 hours to be able to transfer from the Switch 1 to Switch 2, which is actually a really easy process, by the way, so I applaud them for that. But why? Why'd I have to wait? Whereas people, because there are multiple editions. There's this edition that has like it printed on the box, which I honestly think is prettier than you other people that just have the sticker slapped on there. Sorry, just saying, this is prettier. They supposedly had a download card, so they can't show all of their stuff off, or you will steal their game. I don't have to worry about that, but it's locked. It was locked to the console, which is an interesting way of doing things, but I'm not 100% mad at it. They put the instructions right on the box, so it was Simple. Went to it, downloaded it. Other than the fact that I couldn't play it or couldn't download it until 2 a.m., everything went fine. It was for a pack-in bundle game situation. It was probably one of the easiest that I've ever had to deal with. So,
But
well, because I didn't have to enter a code or anything. I didn't have to enter a code. I didn't have to worry about the code being used already by somebody
okay.
guessing random numbers and letters. It was just supposed to be on that system, so it was loaded up when that system was first connected to the eShop.
Do you not remember packing games or bundle games from before online stores were really? You just got a disc, my guy. You put it in, it worked.
Well, yeah, okay, but
Remember Wii
that's
Sports?
physical media, though. Physical media is so much better anyways. I'm saying as far as my experience with digital media, given that I've, got the Spider-Man 2 console for the PS5 and it having a code and all that crap, this was seamless. You just go to the eShop, click it, click download, and that's it. You don't have to go typing in a code, redeeming anything. It's just there. And I enjoyed that. I still hate digital media and prefer physical, but I wasn't gonna pay $80 for Mario Kart, so
That's fair.
so win for me. I saved $30 and it wasn't a hassle. Now, if I'd have saved $30 and it had been a hassle, maybe there'd be a problem. The good news is I can now play Mario Kart anywhere, anytime, no matter what game I have in my Switch. That's the good news.
Yeah, I think
Because,
I said this
everybody's
last week,
always
but
wanting
if you
to play
were
Mario
gonna have
Kart.
a game to be digital, it would be this one.
Yeah, this one or like a Mario Party or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Those are the kind of games that you would want a physical of, or not a physical, a digital of, is one of those type games. Any other type game, it doesn't really make sense because then you're always sitting there, with the ability to play it, but for no reason. Like if you have a solo player game, why does it matter? If you're playing that game, it's because you're committed to playing that game. You'll have the physical version on you somewhere. So the fact that I could just be anywhere with anyone, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to play Mario Kart real quick?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Did you bring your game?" I'm like, "I got my Switch. I've got the game." So that is nice. I like that. The improvements of the Switch, the new things, the mouse mode, I forgot about. Completely forgot. So I was loading everything up on my Switch to get it all to work and everything like that. Also, I think you can kind of see the screen. You can see the screen. So everything looks basically the exact same. Pay no attention to the games that are on there. I don't want to talk about it. But everything is like the exact same. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Switch, the Joy-Cons, shut up. The Joy-Con 2 is on there really good. Like you have to force it to come off. But I forgot about the mouse mode until I laid this on its side because it sits on its side so well, and a little cursor popped up on my screen, and I was like, "Why is there a cursor on my screen?" And at that moment, it dawned on me. That's right. This is a mouse. So that was a pretty cool realization, and it works pretty well. The C stick or whatever you want to call it. This little guy right, the red stick when you're using the you're using it as a mouse is the scroll wheel, which is nice. You can also use both of them as mice simultaneously. Only one cursor though, so there's a little bit of a battle there on which one is taking over priority. But you can entertain yourself for a little bit with it. I'm not saying that I did, but you could.
All the siblings are about to have a battle.
Oh yeah, like who's actually playing? Connecting controllers and stuff is the exact same as the Switch One, which I don't care for, but it does work. These little guys, forgot I had them until I sat down here today and was like, oh yeah, that's right, these are on my desk. Why are these on my desk? And then I remembered that they're for the Joy-Con 2, which is a singular plural name. The Joy-Con, yeah, that. Well, they gave it an official name. It's the Joy-Con 2. No matter what way you're using it, whether you're describing one or you're describing a million, it's a Joy-Con 2. Joy-Con, I did it. Anyways, Joy-Con 2. So if you want to get a pair of Joy-Con 2 or you just have one Joy-Con 2. That's what they're called. That's theirs. That's official. So, other than that, I mean, I've had no problems out of my NAT type with this thing, like I did out of my Switch. But wildly enough, for some reason, last week my Switch started connecting to the internet and allowing me to play online with people, even though it was NAT type B. So I'm not really sure what that was about. And
There have
it
been a
works on
lot
here now.
of Switch
So, I don't know.
updates lately.
Yeah,
In the run
that
up to
could
the
be
Switch
something to
2,
do
there's
with it.
been an update like every week.
Oh, almost completely forgot to mention this little waste of $50
Oh yeah.
right here. You see this? This is awful.
Got a little Luxo Junior over here.
It's just terrible. I know, right? It's first of all, the field of vision is, if I was to be holding it here, you would still see everything that you see on this camera now. That's how bad the field of vision is on this thing. It's ridiculous. Um, the frame rate is surprisingly good. I'd say it's probably capturing a comfortable 30, and I'd say that it maybe even more than that sometimes. But quality wise, you're getting like 240p if you're lucky. It's rough. It is not great. And then when you add that on top of using the in-game chat, which oh god, the in-game chat, we tested it. The microphone, terrible. Have you ever talked to somebody that had a fishbowl on their head? No? Try game chat. You'll be able to change that answer.
Where did you have the microphone?
The microphone is on the this is the microphone.
Right, but it's designed to be like across the room.
Well, we had different people doing it different ways.
Okay.
As a test.
I wasn't
so like
there.
I would mine's on my desk right here in front of me. DJ's was also on his desk right in front of him, and then our buddy Papa NCF, who does videos and stuff and also streams, plays Mario Kart, got his Switch as well. He had it away from him. So, but all of us sounded terrible to each other.
Fair enough.
The camera wouldn't work half the time. It would say that the network was unstable. And
Okay.
it wasn't just a me issue. It wasn't just a me issue.
No, I'm
it was
saying
also a DJ.
I believe.
Okay.
the Switch
I thought you were
wouldn't
blaming
handle-
my internet, because
No,
we
no,
can
no.
blame my internet. It is not great, but the issue itself is trying to run this and talk and everything like that.
I
while
had
playing
no
the
faith.
game is not great. Yeah, maybe they'll fix it somehow.
Maybe,
I don't know.
But you're already using a lot of bandwidth just to play online.
Yeah,
You know, to have a built-in Discord to it.
it's essentially like trying to stream. It is essentially
Yeah.
like trying to stream and play a game,
Which is a bit much for a handheld.
Yeah, they should have made it to where you could stream from it if it's like
Someone's
the
gonna find a way.
PlayStation and the Xbox. That's true. Well, they took Twitch off the eShop. I still have it because I put it on my SD card, so I can still have the Twitch thing on my home
Someone's
screen.
gonna like hack it and sideload OBS or something though. Like it's gonna happen.
That absolutely is. Somebody probably already has.
Yeah.
But let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about this that just I need to talk about, and I can't honestly think. It's got a top and a bottom C port. That's came with one cord though. One cord.
Did you try plugging the camera into the
Just saying.
bottom?
No, I did not.
Because
I can try that right now.
I think they said it didn't work, but you weren't happy about that.
Oh wait, I don't know.
As far as I'm aware,
I'm not doing. So in order for like this to work, you have to be talking to somebody, and I don't have anybody that I could just call real quick and be like, "Hey, hold on for a second, let me test this."
fair.
See if
No,
it
never
works."
mind.
So I'm not even gonna worry about that. I have several people that are playing, but like I don't want to interrupt them because they're streaming, so I don't want to interrupt them to be like, "Hey, do this for me for a second." So that's something we'll test, and we'll revisit it later. Maybe can the Switch 2 take it in the bottom? That's what we'll title it. So
I don't think it can. I'm pretty sure we have the specs that it won't, but
Yeah, it can't handle it. The Switch 2 can't handle it in the bottom.
Can't handle it.
So, nope. And that's the screen looks fine. I don't care for the bezels, but I understand why it has somewhat of bezels on this because the Joy-Cons do slide into it now, whereas on like the Switch Lite and the original Switches, it didn't make sense. They fixed that on the OLED. There's not a ugly
Yeah, the bezel on
3-inch
the
wide
Switch
bezel
Lite
there.
is appalling.
Yeah, it's rough to look at. Like it lets you know how much more screen you could have had.
Yeah.
And they could have just filled that in. They could have just filled that in and not even, but they didn't. They put it there so that you would know how much you got shortchanged. It's so bad. It's so bad. But they've done it with this, so I don't know. And they'll never fix it with this because of their Joy-Con design. There's no way to fix it. You can't put the screen over an area that can't have anything under it. So, kind of like this flap on the top of the case and nothing under it except for the screen.
I think they put like
Which is
a sheet of
terrible boxy
something.
design.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, we talked. So we talked about this, and I hate to go back to it or whatever. But you see this, your tablet right here on the top. If you dig down in here, your power cable and stuff is protected in its own little fucking section. Watch. So you take this top
You have
flap
to shield the power cable. Use the screen.
Like, you take this top section out, right? This is the whole top section. That's the
so
screen.
close.
Okay? Underneath the screen is this little, right? And then in here you have no, it's the HDMI cable. The HDMI cable and the little Joy-Con things. Those are protected. But the Switch console itself, nah, we don't care about that. Just set it up. Just put it on top, man.
A sheet of bubble wrap or something, like anything.
Anything. Like the only thing there is the plastic that it's in. That's the only
Crazy.
thing protecting this. And then that thin ass layer of
Honestly, you don't even
cardboard.
have to put anything there. Just make the box like half a centimeter deeper. Give it some room to breathe.
Yeah.
Like,
or just turn it over. Like have it to where when
to
you
be
open
fair-
it, this is what you see.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you meant turn the tablet
Like-
over. I was gonna say stapling the battery might be worse.
That would be more exciting, right? It'd turn out quite a crowd for that. You think there's a lot of people standing there waiting for pre-orders? How many people you think would show up to a GameStop fire? That's on my bucket list now. I want to go to a GameStop fire.
Well, okay. So side tangent. We don't have GameStops here.
Oh yeah, right.
Mostly for stuff like this, we use a store called CEX, which is mostly secondhand stuff. It's called CEX, right? It's
Secondhand,
computer
right?
exchange. Everybody who learns about this, who isn't from the UK, calls it sex because they think it's funny. And objectively, it is pretty funny. But there's this meme that I quite like of, you know the song Sex on Fire? There was a fire in a CEX. So there's a screenshot going around of like a big CEX storefront with smoke billowing out from the front, and they just put, "Whoa, this sex is on." I love it.
That's amazing. I love that so much. That's amazing. That's whoever did that. You just
Great meme.
hands down, amazing. So, other than that, I got nothing really for the Switch 2. I have not tried Tears of the Kingdom yet because I did get the free upgrade because I paid $80.
The free $80 upgrade.
Pass. Yeah, well, when you think about it, if you actually stop and you think about it, I spent $80 on the ability to use NSO plus the expansion pass. Then I got two $10 upgrades for free. That's $20 gone. Now we're at $60. So I've got $60. So if there are any more upgradable games that are free, technically 6 of them covers the cost of the rest of it. I don't know that that's a thing. I don't know if there are any more games that we're going to get the
So
upgrade cost for free for
I
using
don't think so.
NSO and the expansion pass. So I may just get $20 off, but I get GameCube games and all that yada yada
That is fair.
for $60. So for a year, compare that to PlayStation, or who still hasn't raised their prices. Thank you, PlayStation. Or Xbox paying their subscription services, or what you're paying way more than $60 for a year. And that's $5 a month. When was the last time with Game Pass $5 a month, or PlayStation Plus Network Stars Premium, whatever they're calling it? I don't know what they're calling it. They didn't raise their prices though. Proud of you. They're
I'm
actually lower
curious to
right now.
know.
It's a sale, but
We mentioned this before we hit record, but we should say on here. I'm curious to know, when your subscription runs out, do you keep the upgraded versions?
I don't know. I honestly I would assume yes, because the only way you can get the expansion pass is by subscribing for a year. And if you're going to give them a year worth of subscription, then I feel like the download is just free for you. And if
You would
you
hope so.
don't have it anymore, I don't think it doesn't work. And if anybody has a NSO subscription right now with the expansion pass, can you download this and when it runs up, like come back and let us know something? Because I'm very curious.
I want to
Because I
know.
have a year. I have a year until I can know. So if anybody has a shorter timeline than that at any point randomly, just put it in the comments. Like let me know something. Or join the Discord. We don't have
The
one of those.
Discord.
But you could join it.
We don't have a Discord. Don't join the Discord. It's not ours. Just find a random Discord.
Yeah, just join a Discord. Join any Discord. Find a Discord. Find your people. Okay? They're out there somewhere. Discord will help you find them. It's a lot better than that Nintendo chat. Oh, I will say, purpose of testing, because if nothing, I am a tester. I connected this microphone to the Switch 2, and it works. You can connect microphones to the Switch 2. So I Type C to Type C this microphone into the Switch. It sounded awful. It sounded absolutely terrible. Like, I'm fairly certain that this sounds pretty good given, the comparison of things. But on there, I don't know if it doesn't have enough power to feed it to be able to make it work properly, or if just filters are needed for this thing. I don't even think I have filters on this thing. I think it's out the box just working. But they can't handle it. Also, it can't handle this webcam that I'm using right here. It can't handle that for some reason. It did, however, I had to use an adapter because it's only Type C webcams that could plug into it. I used one of these little guys, the Type A to Type C adapter, plugged that into the top of it, and then plugged a Razer Keo, whatever, the cheap Razer. I plugged that into it, and it worked. It was so colorful. It looked not good, but it was colorful. It had more color range than this little guy. So if you have a webcam, you can, and you probably should, use that one. Even though the using it is still not great, because it has 3 different modes you can use it in. One where it shows your entire background, one where it blurs out your background, one where it zooms in on your face, which takes the quality way down, and it also gets rid of your background. So the entire time you're playing, like, this thing is haphazardly trying to get rid of your background while you're probably moving, and it's struggling very hard with that.
I'll say blur
It
can be
doesn't look good.
difficult at the best of times.
Yeah, and to put it in this situation, to try to get that to work, like, it's bad, because it's not even. I could blur wouldn't even be that bad. It's literally getting rid of your background. So it's not like blurring. They should have done blur. Blur would have worked better, because if you just blur the background, you're not actively getting rid of it. But this is making your background transparent, and it matches whatever color your icon is. It puts that behind you. So whatever your Nintendo icon color is, mine is Tears of the Kingdom one. So it's like a flesh colored. So it's just like a flesh color wall behind me, and then my face sometimes in the right area. So it's not great. It was an experience. For a laugh, it was great. I appreciate Nintendo for giving me a laugh. I don't appreciate that I paid $600 for the laugh, but I do appreciate the laugh, because like I said, I paid $500 for the console, $50 for the camera. So that's
I would guess
is
that the whole in-game chat thing will die out very quickly. People are still just going to use
That's
Discord.
why it's free. That's why it's free till next March.
Yeah.
That is absolutely why it's free. They're not charging you for it because they know they shouldn't. That is, unless they have plans to continuously update it, fix it. If they're working on something, maybe. But
They've had
as
time.
it is now, it's not worth money. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. I think that is it. I don't think I have anything else Switch 2 related. Other than this sucks. Stop, Nintendo. Stop. Just do this, but better. Okay. I'm 30. Okay. I have hands. This ain't cutting it. Like, look at that. You put 2 Joy-Con on it doesn't help. Like this.
That's for the people like me who won't be able to afford a Pro controller.
It's not for the people like you. It's for the people that are 3 years old whose hands can actually fit these. My problem is, can we offer an XL one, maybe?
Looking forward
Instead
to
of telling me that I need to pay $20 for another of these. But yeah, the Pro controller works. I use mine. I didn't buy a new one. I don't need a C button on a plain black controller. I'll wait till 6 months from now when they release one that has some colors on it, or it's a special edition or whatever. And then everybody's like, but I already got this one. And I'll be like, I didn't. So I'll just get that one. So if you're thinking about buying a Pro controller and you already have one, just use that one until they release one that you want. Don't worry about getting the plain one. It's the C button. The C button. Just take a Joy-Con off, set it next to you, press the Joy-Con C button, and then go right back to using your controller. That's what I did, and it works. So I approve this message.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking about getting to the end of the Switch 2 talk. You may notice when you hover over this video, frantically checking how long is left, that we're nowhere near done. And that is because there was also a state of play today. It was earlier. It was last night for me. So
it was while I was at GameStop for the pre-order. So that worked out, and Sony knew what they were doing, because we were supposed to get there at 3 and wait till 11. These are my times, okay? 3 and wait till 11, and at 5 is when the state of play started. They timed that perfectly, so I'm proud of them for that. Not necessarily proud of them for what we're getting. I
thought it was a pretty decent state of play.
Not much for me here. I don't.
This is a state of play.
Not terrible.
Right, I need to, this is an important message. I urge you all. This is a state of play. This is not a PlayStation showcase. You're not getting anything huge in a state of play, alright? Lower your expectations.
Okay, first of all, I did get something that is amazing. So I got.
You did, and I know exactly
I got
what
one
you're talking
thing
about.
that I'm super excited
But for everyone who's like, "Where's GTA 6? Where's Silk Song?" Shut up. Go temper your expectations, man. This is a state of play.
Silk Song.
We'll get to Silk Song later, but for now, Astrobot.
Right.
Astrobot.
Yeah, everybody remember that?
Awesome.
Astrobot. Game of the year. That was last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Still haven't played it. I played Astro's Playroom. Same thing. Played it. It was free. It was a pack-in game with the PS5 like Nintendo didn't do.
It's not quite the same thing.
It's the same. It's like saying Super Mario and Super Mario 2 aren't the same thing.
No, it's more like saying Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Odyssey the same thing.
Well,
There's a hell of a lot more going off in Astrobot than there is in Astro's Playroom. Like a lot more.
okay. I would say Astrobot just seems like they took Astro's Playroom and mixed it together with a Lego type game, and they got Astrobot. You know what I mean, right?
Quiet fool. We have more Astro.
I should probably play the game. And
I would love to. I haven't,
judge it.
simply because I don't have a PS5. And I'm not about to drop hundreds of pounds to play this one game.
Where is it? It's right there. It's the first game right there.
Alphabetical. I like it.
Yeah, I do have it. The Switch is not alphabetical. It's a mess, is what the Switch is, until I get another shelf.
Well, there's some new
it's
challenge.
Waiting to fall, and I can't wait to capture it on the camera.
That would be pretty good. Make sure you're recording at all times. Yes, there's some more challenge missions. We already got some special time trial missions, some extra Christmas missions. There's extra just bonus content as well, all free of charge. There's now some more challenge missions that'll have some more extra bots from various PlayStation titles. Looks cool. It's more Astrobot. If you liked Astrobot, you'll like this. It's free. Cool stuff. They're also launching a slightly reimagined version of the controller.
I did not. I wasn't paying attention to that. Now that I'm interested in, because I wanted the Astrobot controller. Did he?
Yes.
What was I doing? I must have been busy at that point, because I was watching it, but I was. Wait, what?
This was like 50 minutes ago.
Oh, when did he say? Wait, is he live?
No, in his general.
Hold on.
Bloody hell.
I've got to see. You carry on talking about it.
Okay, it's the same controller. I believe they're changing the eyes slightly or something. It's a relaunch. I'm sure there's something a bit different about it. They haven't actually said, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, I can't.
I found the message. Okay. Yeah. So the difference with the Astrobot controller is just the eyes, basically.
I think so.
That's it. But it's the same Astrobot. It's the controller. Just his eyes are like he's happy instead of just eyes.
But if you didn't get the first one,
I will be buying this. I didn't get the last one. I'll be getting this one.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. The Astrobot controllers for the PS5 are some of the best. Me being a collector of PS5 controller, you can't see the rest of them. They're over here, but I have the 30th anniversary, the Spider-Man 2, the Fortnite. I don't want to talk about it. The Last of Us. I have several of their collectors PS5, and that one, the Astrobot one, is easily had the most work put into it. It's the most custom looking one. And I hate that I didn't get one, and I'm not paying $130 for one. So when this one comes out, I'll pay $90 for it, and I'll be happy about it.
Now, unfortunately, the list that I'm looking at, which is the official PlayStation blog list, is in alphabetical order. So next up is Baby Steps. Did you see Baby Steps?
Yeah.
What sort of a fever dream was that? I'm sorry, but
I don't know.
It's
a like somebody saw Chained Together. Somebody saw Chained Together and was like, "Can we do that just on the ground, but without the fact of fun?" It's like Death Stranding with no graphics. Is that a better comparison?
So it's a walking sim, but it's a grown ass man in a onesie trying to take a piss. Like, that's the whole game. It looks a bit weird.
And it has the graphic quality of like...
Yeah, it's like dude's first Unreal project.
What's that game everybody play? What's that game everybody played?
That narrows it down.
Where you collect stuff and then you go back to the ship.
Oh.
Lethal Company. Lethal Company. That's that's the visual quality of this game. Is like Lethal Company, and that game was goofs and gaffs. Is what that game was made for. So I don't know what they got going on over here. This is rough.
I have a
Like,
fun
that game is
fact
intentionally
about
supposed to look bad.
Lethal
I feel like
Company.
this one must.
Yeah,
What's
maybe. I'm going to shoehorn this in here because it's never going to come up again. Lethal Company, you know how you have the like visor thing when you're in first person? It has the little like... Yeah. So usually the way you would do that is you would go through the render buffer of everything that's meant to be on screen, and then on top of that you would just kind of stamp that overlay and it would be transparent. That's how you would do it typically. Lethal Company doesn't do that. Lethal Company renders a whole ass helmet around the camera and re-renders it every frame. Insane.
What?
Yeah, man.
That is so much more for...
So wasteful. And you would never tell the difference from just slapping a PNG on there, but that's how they do it. It's one of those things where, like, it works. They still hit the target FPS. They could have made it better, but was it worth the time of, they'd already done it? I don't know. But yeah, fun fact. Lethal Company, not optimized very well. But, the sort of game it is, it doesn't really need to be, I suppose.
It doesn't. It is one game I could play mouse and keyboard. That's one thing.
Yeah.
There's not much to it. So it's pretty simple.
I need to remind myself of this one.
Of what one?
Bloodstained. Yes, okay. So this was the, like, 2.5D.
Oh, this was the one where the guy come on the screen.
The guy what on the screen?
Talking. He's... The guy... Oh. The guy popped up on the screen talking, and he sounded like Ganondorf. So it was like Ganon was reading a narrative to you. Because, like, that took me out of it for a second. I was like, wait, what? And then it was like, oh, it's not. He's not green.
So it looks cool. I've seen lots of games that look exactly like this. It's not exactly groundbreaking, but it's it's like a... I hesitate to say Prince of Persia-esque, but I feel like that's the closest I can think of off the top of my head. I'm waiting for him to either agree or tell me I'm stupid, but I'm just going to move on if he's not going to do either.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got nothing about it. It's a game. Like, it's interesting, I guess.
It looks okay.
Yeah.
Check it out if you like
not
that
the worst
sort of
thing here. Not the
side-scrolling hack and slash kind of thing. I also need to... I don't know how you pronounce this, I'm not going to lie. Karen? I'm sure they said it in the trailer, but I watched that like a whole 3 hours ago.
Sierran.
Maybe.
It's if you sound it out, Sierran. Could be. You can climb. You can do mountain climbing. Climb like never before in the survival climber, Sierran.
Was this the multiplayer?
Coming out November 5th. You're going to be, you also be able to do a demo. There's a demo on the store now that you can do of this game, which is you climb, it's like if you played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but all you wanted to do was climb. This is the game for you. It seems like a sim type where like you can
it's like a survival sim,
climbing and stuff. It is honestly, I would check out the demo. I would check it out and see if it's your type of game. Maybe it is, you just don't know it yet. So
maybe.
I might. I'm gonna check it out because it does look at least interesting. I do like climbing in Zelda games. Okay, it's cool. Just climb shit. Because for the longest time, you would know. I would know because I'm older. For the longest time in video games, when you saw a rock face or something, that was it. That was as far as the game went. That is the end of the game. You must turn and go a different direction.
How young do you
Now,
think I am?
young enough that
I grew up on the
you didn't-
Dreamcast.
No, that's not your age. That's not why you grew up on that. You were aware of like videos online and stuff like that. We didn't have videos online to be able to see other people who had more money than us play games, okay? We didn't have that. You just either had money and played games or you didn't, because you weren't allowed over at the people's house who had money to play games, because you had to take your shoes off, and when they see you don't have socks on, then you're out. Like, that's not so
Jesus
So
Christ.
you could see videos of games where people can climb things and whatnot. But I remember when you couldn't climb things, you get to it, that's it. You go a different direction. This is literally about the fact that you've reached that point of the game. You just go up. Maybe this was made for me and I didn't know it.
Nah, hang on.
What? What are you doing?
Assassin's Creed came out in 2007, my guy.
2007. Yeah, I was already 13.
Yeah. You're acting like you were
When
25.
did you start playing video games? When did you start playing video games? I imagine it was before you were 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't playing Assassin's Creed, though.
Not only that, do you climb mountains in Assassin's Creed? In the first one?
You still climb things.
You climb up buildings. You climb up buildings, sir, that are in the middle of the map. You don't go to the edge of the map like this game is showing and climb straight up a wall. Okay?
Right.
Goodness.
I'm talking about Digimon now. Shut up.
You go ahead. You go ahead. It came before Pokemon. Did you know that? Pokemon's a Digimon ripoff.
I did know that, actually.
You're huffing copium if you think otherwise.
Actually, looking at this trailer for Digimon and looking at Scarlet and Violet, or even the trailer for Legend ZA, I think Digimon might be pulling in front again.
I hope they do. Somebody needs to put Pokemon in their place so that way they can be doing better.
It looks like the animation for cutscenes is fairly similar, except it's voice acted. The actual gameplay looks more stable. I don't know how much of this is actual gameplay. You can kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good.
This might be worth trying out.
It's not gonna have the same like mechanics and stuff as Pokemon. So
exactly.
Some people may not like that or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's, you know what?
Neither does
even
Pokemon
when Pokemon
anymore.
makes a good game, people complain. So it doesn't matter. Pokemon can make a great game. They can make a bad game. Somebody's gonna love it. Somebody's gonna hate it. So you know what? Check this out. I find it weird that so many games, stories, movies, whatever it is, focus so much on a tree. Like, what is it with the giant tree that is like the main focus of a video game?
People like it was an old mythical story, wasn't it? Not like the Book of Life, but it's
What was it?
Like,
There's the world on the turtle's back. You don't see a turtle in every video game.
it was in Fortnite though.
Hey, well, that's the hero turtles. That's the hero turtles.
That's not the turtle I was talking about, but
Oh, which turtle were you talking about?
From a couple of seasons ago. There was the
turtle. One in the map, right? The one, not the one you can buy and play as. Right, my bad.
Well, I think this might be worth checking out. If you're a Pokemon fan who's been a bit disappointed with the last few.
Also, do you see the date?
Yeah, October. It's coming out pretty soon.
When does Pokemon come out?
Wait, is it also October?
Yes. October. It's October 22nd, isn't it?
Okay, so this comes out like 2 or 3 weeks before Pokemon.
Yeah, before Pokemon. So if this game is gorgeous and Pokemon releases and it's not,
we might be
people go
jumping
buy
ship.
Digimon. This is brilliant strategy here, Digimon. Although they are going to say, oh, well, that's on the PlayStation and Pokemon's not on the PlayStation. Shut up. It looks better. This is supposed to be a PlayStation now, and everything is an Xbox. So it's an Xbox
I'm
too.
sure Digimon will also come to the Switch too. The only
Yeah,
reason
you're probably
everything
right.
says PlayStation in this is because it's a state
It's
of play.
because it's a state of play, yeah. But it was not announced. Or well, is it at the end of the trailer? Let me check the end of the trailer.
Well, it wouldn't be. It
It
would
just
just
shows
say.
PlayStation. It just shows
That
PlayStation.
doesn't mean it's
No,
not
because at
coming
the
to
end of the
Switch 2, though. That just means it's coming to
well,
PlayStation.
yeah. But some of the other trailers at the end of it, they do release
That's only the ones that
everything
are dual
that it's going
releasing
to be
on
available
PC.
for.
I don't think any of them say like Switch and Xbox.
No, they say because the one we're going to get to in a minute that I really like says Switch 1, Switch 2, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X or S, and then Steam all the way at the end. So
It won't let me
I
play
have to
the
enter my
trailer for the
birthday
one you're
in.
talking about because I haven't entered my
I have to.
birthday.
That's so weird. I'm just gonna random. I don't care. Like just give them numbers. Okay, so when you go to the end of this video, oh wait, no.
I don't think any of them do.
So
You
this
might have
is
seen a different
this
trailer.
is the different. It was the one that was on Twitter, so I guess it was different. My bad.
The ones that are in the state of
Oh,
play
maybe.
typically only say the PlayStations it's coming out of. Some of them do also say PC if it's
Oh.
going to dual release on PC.
Speaking of that, really quickly, just to take a little bit of tangent. Yesterday when we were at GameStop, you had the kiosks with the screens playing games and everything. The Switch screens, the Xbox screens, and the PlayStation screens were all playing Mario Kart. And my wife was just like, how happy do you think Microsoft is about that? And I was like, I mean, they're not happy anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, their stuff costs too much. They're probably charging for that. So that was a fun time. Just a little laugh that we had. So I felt like sharing. You're welcome. All right. The Digimon, check it out. It could be the next. It could be the next Power World.
I'm saying everyone says that they don't want to jump ship from Pokemon because they're so like they know the Pokemon. You know, everyone's so ingrained in Pokemon. Look at the Pokemon that you had in Scarlet and Violet. How many of them were just Gen 9? Because it was at least 4 of the 6 for me that were like new Pokemon.
I never played
So
it.
it's just learn new. Wait, what? You didn't play
I've never
Scarlet
played
and Violet?
No.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Oh,
man.
okay. So to just explain this for everybody, so we're all on the same page here. I've played the first 4 generations of Pokemon, and then I quit playing Pokemon. So Diamond and Pearl were the last Pokemon game I ever played new. Then no other games. I played Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Then I played Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then I played Legends Arceus. And I'm okay. I like the Let's Go games. I like the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and I don't care for Legends Arceus. So I had never played Sword and Shield. I'd never played Black and White. I'd never played Sun and Moon. I'd never played Scarlet and Violet. Like, I've never played any of those. However, as a little sneak peek to remember that Twitch thing I was talking about earlier, I did buy Sword and I did buy Violet yesterday. So I want to play Sword because I haven't played it, and I want to play Violet because it's supposed to have an update with the Switch 2. And it's supposed to actually function. And I want to try it with it actually functioning. I did not buy these new. I bought them used because I'm not supporting Pokemon with their sales numbers. It is an item that has already been purchased, so it doesn't count towards them. Because they don't need extra sale revenue or numbers from Scarlet and Violet. They need less, actually. Take them back. Take all your games back. Return them. Unless it is fixed on the Switch 2. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll find out, though. So, hey, maybe that's another update I got for free. I need to look at that. I need to see if that costs money or not.
Maybe.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
So you
Anybody,
can watch
everybody.
him play those in 3 years when he's finished all the Assassin's Creed he bought. Golf. Everybody's golf hot shots.
Everybody's golf.
Everyone is so about this game, man. This is one of the games of all time.
Game of the year right here. Game of the I'm calling it now. Everybody's golf hot shots. Game of the year. I've already forgotten the name and I just said it. But it's game of the year.
Although, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you that if you pre-order the game, you can play as Pac-Man playing golf.
Wouldn't he eat the ball? Like, that's what he
Yeah.
does. He
Point.
eats white dots. That's a golf ball. So,
Anyway,
do you win? Do you win if he eats the ball?
let's move on to a good game.
Okay.
I'll let you take this
everybody. Yes, everybody. You were used to E and doing his Silk Song updates, which he has another one later, so stay tuned for that. But this game right here, Final Fantasy Tactics, and I'm going to say this wrong because I'm not exactly sure how this is pronounced. It's either Ivalis or Ivalis. I don't care. You can be mad at me if you want to. I don't know the entire lore of the games. I just know that I love them. Okay? That's all that matters to me. I've spent weeks of my life, if not months of my life, playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Okay? They released this Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalis, however you want to say it, Chronicles. Ivalice, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have to know what it's called to know that I love it. Okay? So, it originally it released for PlayStation back 30 years ago. That's 28 years ago if you want to be technical about it. But Tactics is also from like Tactics Ogre and Tactics Ogre, those are all the same, yada yada. They are essentially the same. They're tactics games. That's why they're called tactics. But I played Advance, which was for the Game Boy Advance, and it's probably my favorite game of all time. It may not be much, but it's what I've spent the most time in, so if I'm being honest, it would be. Well, it is coming to PS4, PS5, Switch 1, Switch 2, Xbox, yada yada, and Steam September 30th, and it looks amazing. There's two different modes. One is more of like original mode, and then the other one is like an enhanced mode. It is still the same. Is that considered 2D the way that's done? Or how is that considered?
Isometric, I think. Isometric.
Okay, so that it's all the same. It looks the same. You still got the same thing. You've got different quality of life features and updated interface. Like, it looks great. They also told us that you could do pre-orders yesterday when they announced this. And during the time of me trying to see if it was available, and it wasn't, and trying to get the pre-order for the Switch 2 at GameStop, I was driving around wasting time because I got in there, I got my little number thingy, and then they said come back at like 10. I got there at 9 something. But I went and I'd been checking, I'd been refreshing Square Enix, PlayStation, everything. PlayStation released it to where you can pre-order it digital. Not doing. Get out of my face. And they released the physical version on Square Enix with the collector's edition. But from the time that I had last checked to the time that I got back to GameStop, they had released it and sold out. They only had it for PS5 and the Switch, and it was sold out. So now I can't get that, and I'm very upset about it. I probably will wind up paying somebody way more than what it's worth at some point to get this because, like I said, it is the game for me. I give no cares about anything else in the state of play. Doesn't matter. I would have, if they would have said you can come get this now if you trade us a Switch 2, I would have drove my Switch 2 to wherever they were and gave it to them for it. I don't care. This would be my game. But that's it. That's it. It's a great game. Try it. Look, if you're not going to get the new one, try one of the older ones. It's for PlayStation, PSP, for the little people that still do that for whatever reason is that you do that. It's for Game Boy Advance. It's for DS. They got the A2 for the DS. So there's a bunch of different ways. Final Fantasy Tactics. Check it out. It's a great game. And if not, you could do Tactics Ogre Reborn for the Switch. I've got it as well. It's over here. I've got these games. I love these games. Enjoy these games. Share these games with someone. yourself because it's a single player game. But you'll enjoy it. I have. That's it. You can carry on.
So, Ghost of Yotai, we didn't actually get anything new, but we got something saying we're going to have a whole state of play dedicated to Ghost of Yotai coming soon. So we'll see when that is. July.
July, yeah.
Some point in July.
And so basically, Ghost of Yotai said, "Hey, PlayStation, can you announce when we're gonna show our video? We don't want to show anything now. We just want you to use a video to tell people when we're gonna show them a video." That's a ballsy move.
I mean, they do it all the time. That's a common thing at states of play.
I know. I can't stand it though. It's so annoying. Like, look, either you have something to say or you don't.
Well,
don't use a time slot here that could be used to talk about a game, to talk about how you're going to talk about a game.
Yeah, but they're saying they're going to talk a lot more about the game. Instead of showing a 3-minute trailer, they're going to have like a 10, 15-minute.
I don't need that. Dude, give me a 3-minute trailer. If I figured out whether or not I want to buy it from that, I'll find out the rest for myself. That's the problem with movies nowadays. Is trailers, they give everything away. The time you get there, there's nothing to be surprised about. You know how it's gonna go. You've seen a trailer, so trailers should stop. Drop the name. If we don't like the name, we'll not watch it. Captain America and the Brave New World, or A Brave New World, whatever it's. I don't even know what it's called. They marketed it so much. But if that movie had been released and you not known that Harrison Ford was going to be the Red Hulk, that movie would have been fantastic. That'd have been such a twist. If you haven't watched it, that's a spoiler, but hey, that's on you. That came out in like February.
Fair enough. Yeah. Origami is an origami-inspired 3D action platformer, which is so you're a little paper dude, and then the paper dude can like fold into different states like Kirby. And do little, you can like glide or fight thing. There's a frog involved at some point. It looks cool.
Gotta have the frog.
Gotta have the frog, man. People love frogs.
They do. Why? They're actually disgusting, but why? It's a fascination with a frog.
I don't know, man. So,
like, imagine if I sneezed all over myself and then said, "Look at me, I'm cute." You'd be like, "What?"
No, you never know.
There's some people who won't get that because they don't know anything about frogs.
They slimy.
Yeah, it's mucus.
It looks cool though.
So, and it's a game. I give it that.
IO Interactive has come back, not with Hitman, but with a first look at the first light. James Bond 007 is going. Shut up! This is my thing. This is the British game.
Go ahead. Calm down, Mom.
I think this looks really cool. It looks like a Hitman game, but more action oriented over stealth. That might just be because it's a trailer, but
what's funny is watching this trailer. A buddy of ours, Jacob, said that it was going to be a big actor. It was going to be a big actor who was going to be the James Bond. This was going to be basically how you find out who's going to be James Bond next. And when they first showed him, I was like, "Is that Tom Cruise?" And it says here in the description, discover the events that led a young maverick. What are the odds? What are the odds that they made his character model look like Tom Cruise and he's the young maverick?
Yeah.
Somebody's been watching Top Gun a little too much. Okay? And they need to take them off the project. That is definitely not Tom Cruise. And it shouldn't be. Tom Cruise should not be 007. So
I think this looks sick. I'm very excited.
It does look good. It does look really good. I'll give it that. It's a beautiful looking game. So I am excited too.
An origin
I used
story.
to be a big fan of the 007 games. So I just haven't played them in a while. It's not that I hate them. I just haven't played them in a while. That's why I said used to.
I didn't play. Man, I played GoldenEye like everyone did. Yeah, James Bond. It's an origin story. Why do you laugh at everything I say?
Because you're hilarious and cute. Anyways. Gets him every time.
It's an origin story which we haven't seen before, so he isn't actually 007 yet. I believe.
Right, he's Maverick.
This is this is him trying to become 007, and they're fighting
Yes, this is him
009.
at Top Gun.
It looks cool. Go check it out.
Wait, he's fighting 009?
I think so. They like mention it
Why is
briefly
there-
in the trailer. He's like gone
What
rogue
happened
or
to 8?
something. I don't know. That's why 6 is scared, man. 7, 8, 9.
Okay. Just what's next?
Luminese.
Luminaise?
Luminaise.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise?
Is it an instrument?
Lamant.
Wait, what is this? Is this the Tetris effect, guys? It is.
This is the VR something. The puzzle series. Yeah, iconic. It's a new, built from the ground up entry in the iconic puzzle series. Launches later this year on PS5 and features optional PSVR 2 compatibility. It includes flow state inducing stages, including lush jungles, oceans, to more electronic frontier. What does that even mean? What is an electronic frontier?
It's
baffled
Tetris
here.
effect. Like
But, bustling streets of Tokyo, the endless expanse of outer space. I don't know, man. Look, you like Tetris? Play that, I guess. I don't know. Play it on your Portal. People got those, right?
Couple.
I saw the Portal in black. Looks really nice. I do like that.
Yeah,
I don't like it enough to buy it, but I like it.
Next was Marvel. Tokon. It's Mortal Kombat, but Marvel and Japanese.
Well, Marvel made their Overwatch game. Now they've got to make their Mortal Kombat game. They had Mortal Kombat versus DC. We didn't have a Marvel versus Mortal Kombat, so.
I mean, there have
They
been
made this.
Marvel versus Capcom and stuff, but
Well, yeah, but that's not. You got to get more towards Mortal Kombat. They're the people that own this genre. Okay. For some reason.
This looks really cool. The trailer was twice as long as all the others for some reason.
It was. We got so much about it for a game that has no story.
They did the trailer, right? And then they literally did the whole pause, rewind, and then did another trailer.
This is the one thing that gets me with games like this. So you have a game that tells a story or whatever, right? Yeah, I'm not insulting you here, but like Hollow Knight, Silk Song, those type games, right? You have a path you have to follow to get to certain points. That makes sense, right? It's not a huge expansive game where like you have points of a story that you have to go to and everything like that. But it does tell a story. But this is a level below that where there's no story. You're just simply fighting another player with your player, and then there's a cutscene.
I mean, it's an arcade game. Yeah, it's not supposed to have a story, really.
But why are you giving us such a long trailer? We don't care.
Oh, that's fair.
You're gonna fight. You're a person that's fighting who's gonna fight someone. What does it matter? If the fighting looks good, we'll buy it. Well, I won't.
It does
Someone
look
will.
pretty good. The interesting thing is this 4v4 mode. So in the later Mortal Kombats, you can tag team. You can do like 2v2. You can tag between players. 4v4 though, is that not a bit much for a 2D game? A bit much going on.
Well, I mean, it's still only gonna be 2 players on the screen at a time, so it's not like it's just a rotation system basically.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all they're doing.
They say that you don't have to learn 4 characters. You can just learn 1 and then have the others as support. But I feel like you're very clearly not getting everything out of it if you do that. So you are gonna have to
Yeah.
learn 4 characters right
Maybe.
off the bat, and like
Maybe you'll just catch the Pokemon instead of fighting them. I don't know.
and that's too much for me. Like I've enjoyed Mortal Kombat games. I've enjoyed the Injustice games. I was a big Injustice fan. Injustice 2
Injustice
was okay. It was more Injustice. I didn't bother learning more characters. So I don't know if I would bother with this
You
because
pick your favorite and you roll with it, right?
yeah, exactly. Like 4 of them. Yeah, like how big is this roster? Am I just gonna have to learn half of them? Like,
Well, I mean, the Marvel roster is pretty big, so they could pick from like anything. And not only that, they could see, you know what? Actually, this is a great idea for them if if they think of it this way. They probably won't because I'm a genius and they're not. But what they could do is they could allow this to go as it's going, and you have a huge roster of people that we know that the MCU knows nothing about and see who people pick as a favorite. See where you're getting the most clips of people playing with this. If you do tournaments and stuff, who uses what characters, and based off of that character, make a new movie
well, that's
because that character has now become popular.
they're doing that with Rivals already.
What character?
Half of the Rivals roster are like not in the MCU and from comics.
But
no,
how
that
many
Luna
of them
Snow
are now,
is from like a mobile game.
and how many of them are getting anything out of it? Though is what I'm saying. Like
They
they need
will
to focus
do.
on
Give
that.
them
They
chance.
need to pay attention. Well, we should get some kind of news or something. The game's been out for over a year now.
Has it?
We played it a year ago.
I played
I don't know.
Multiversus
It's a
like
fighting
3
game.
years ago. Wasn't out.
I played it last year. It doesn't exist anymore.
It does look cool though. It looks the visual style is really nice. I like it. It is, you know, if you like fighting games, you'll like it. If you don't like fighting games, maybe give it a miss. It's just a fighting game. Like there's nothing particularly special going on other than you can tag team half the roster at once. But
all right, calm down now. Calm down. You're not doing that on my Saturday night.
there's a guy coming on screens.
To get into a game that actually has a story and has many other games that have stories too that may or may not connect to this exact one that has a story. Metal Gear Solid. What?
Not every game needs a story. Sometimes games can just be games.
But that's Fortnite, and people hate that game. It doesn't have a story.
It does. Is the thing.
Does it?
Yes.
It's got Star Wars guns in it. Everyone hates that. They want their Fortnite back.
Good.
They're all sitting there going, "This is not my Fortnite," and they don't like it. So,
talk about Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Snake Eater. Hardly Snake Noah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you think about that. Okay, so this is one I've done it before just playing, but I just want to read this so that way you can hear it. This is the synopsis of the what we were shown. Today's trailer offered a closer look at how this remake has approached the fearsome adversaries the Naked Snake will face on his mission, the Cobra Unit. The new footage doesn't just linger on the high-stakes action you'll face during the story campaign, though. Konami also shares gameplay of Snake versus Monkey, which is also making its return when the game launches on PS5 this August 28th. And just think, if you have no context there, what did you just read?
I mean, this is
What?
such an old game at this
Imagine
point
you've
that
seen.
I imagine everyone
You've
has
seen
context.
nothing of this game. You've seen nothing of this game. You have no idea that these are people. You're just like, why is a snake fighting a monkey? And why is there a cobra unit? Like, what is going on here? Why is the snake against the cobra? Who are these animals, and what is going on in this kingdom? Where's Mufasa at to set the record straight? Like, but yeah, it's such a great synopsis. I love it. There are many people we know that will be excited for this. I can say that I'm kind of not one of them, but
I've actually never played
they're
Metal
good
Gear, so-
games. I own like 3 of them, and I've never
You
played
own
one.
everything. That doesn't mean anything anymore because you never play them. You just have.
That is true. That is true. I
Bring
can't
the
help it,
shelf
man. If I see a
behind you.
good deal on a video game, I've got to buy it. Okay, that's why I bought Sword. It was $29.
And he's not gonna play it.
Maybe. You don't know me.
Going back
But
to
yeah,
Mortal
it was
Kombat,
$29. Okay.
we have Mortal
Still a 50
Kombat,
game.
a
Value.
legacy collection.
Oh yeah. Wow. See, now that one would have made more sense right up there by the other one.
It would have been, which is why I'm upset that this is in alphabetical
Freaking
order. But I couldn't be bothered to write it out myself.
Crap. The Mortal Kombat collection with a K. It's, combat with a K. Okay? Good.
It's weird
So
how in the
this is
marketing
gonna-
they always word everything so specifically so that there's never more than 2 Ks at a time. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Because it says Mortal Kombat with a K Legacy Collection, right? 2 Ks. 2.
They never have any taglines
just-
that have 3 Ks in them.
Yeah. And it's not called a kill move or anything like that. It's called a finisher. So
Sure.
they know what they're doing. Okay.
So it's a bunch of old Mortal Kombat games that you can just emulate. But
Yeah.
they're
Bunch
in
of old ones.
a legacy
like
collection
the new
now,
ones?
so
Try
you
the
can
old
play
ones.
them big screen. They're all in one place. You get
What's-
interactive documentaries, whatever the hell that means.
I may or may not upset people here, but why would you play the older ones? Let's be honest. You
That is a
see,
good
this
point.
is again when story in a game comes to make sense. Okay, because you'll go back and play an older game because the story was really good. In a Mortal Kombat game, they are all just fighting you versus the other person. There's no reason to go back. The
They have
graphics weren't better.
stories.
The fighting wasn't better. It's cutscenes. It's not a story. You don't experience it. You're not a reason for any. You just fight, and if you win, you get another cutscene. If you lose, you get to retry to get another cutscene.
I'm
That
not
is
dying
it.
on this hill with you.
Rinse and repeat. I'm just saying. Mortal Kombat fans, why? You let me know why, because I don't see it. Let me know why. Do you like Mortal Kombat games? Other than you can just press the buttons faster than everybody else. What's up? Comment down below. We've got a section down there. It's YouTube provides it. It's comments. You can type. You can be like, I don't like your opinions. You can say that. It's fine. If you do, you're valid for that, honestly. So, but if you do
Especially
that,
his
please give
opinions.
me a reason. Like I would love to know why you like Mortal Kombat games. I just don't get it. So.
I think they're fun. Ninja Gaiden, Rage Bound. He laughs every time I say anything. I don't understand. There is a new side-scrolling entry to the Ninja Gaiden series. It looks pretty sick. I may be biased on that because I am a bit of a side-scrolling guy. You may know me as the Hollow Knight guy, but this looks pretty
I'd love
cool.
to see you play Hero Gaiden.
Hero. Oh, that's amazing. You see, the thing is, by the time I was like watching Ninja Turtles as a kid, they didn't call them that anymore. This was like a 90s thing. So I only know this in
Yeah,
retrospect.
so am I. So I'm a 90s thing. So
Sheesh. Guy's getting old. How are those knees holding up?
you see me sitting, don't you? And that still hurts. So no joke here. The other night, I sat here and was playing some games, and I went to get up, and my knee was just like, dude, what have you been doing? And I just kept thinking, I was like, what have I been doing? What did I do that caused my knee to hurt? And I was like, was it the way I was sitting? How was I sitting? Why is this a thing? Like, it felt like somebody had walked up to smack me with a hammer in the fucking knee. Like, it was rough. That I got a bit animated on that because it hurt. I don't know why it hurt either, but yeah, that was okay. We can carry on. You can carry on.
Neo 3, Neo.
What? Neo? I've seen these games, but I've never played one.
Yeah,
I also don't know anybody that has.
They're typically samurai games, right? And that's carried over to this one. But there's now also a ninja as well as the samurai, so it's Assassin's Creed Shadows. There's a demo out.
I mean, you put
Probably
it like
cheaper. Go for it.
Probably, yeah. Check the demo. Check it out. See what happens. Why did they put PlayStation Plus out here? Why is PlayStation Plus listed as an announcement trailer?
Yeah, there's some new games coming to it basically. Deus Ex.
Hold on. So this
Twisted
is
Metal 3 and 4.
This is the original PlayStation versions of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. So not even the remakes. You don't get the remakes for free. You get the old ones.
Well, that's what the classics catalog is. It's the classic version.
Oh, does it say? It says game catalog line. It doesn't say classics.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
Game catalog. Oh. I don't know. I don't pay for this.
Also comes to the PlayStation Plus Premium's Classics range.
Oh, okay. At the end. Oh, it said at the end. Hey, come on, man. You know I skim. We're on a time schedule here.
Pragmata. Pragmata? I don't fucking care.
Yeah. You remember that Megan movie? They made a game.
So I first saw this come on, and they showed the Android, whatever it is, first. And I was like, man, these graphics are shit. Then they pan to the person, and I'm like, oh, okay. That was the point. Wait.
I love that for you.
It's like a 3D action adventure with a little companion. It's been done. It will be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's your vibe, you enjoy that.
My goodness, we still have so much to go through.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
We might just have to burn through a couple of these. Okay, let's see. Project Defiant, PlayStation release.
This thing's cool though.
Fight stick. Yeah, but it's just put it on the thing. It's a fight stick, PlayStation, wherever it is, somewhere. If he put it, he didn't have to. It's fine. It's for those Mortal Kombat games that don't have story mode. That's what it's for. And it
they have
cool.
a story mode.
I would like to have one. I would like to have one, but I don't want to pay $400 for it. So it's whatever. All right. After that, Romeo is a Dead Man.
The beginning of this trailer looks rotoscoped. It's insane. It's like, is this the graphics of the game? I can't imagine it is. When you get further in, it shows actual gameplay, and it doesn't look like that. It's a 3D hack and slash. Okay, moving on. Sea of Remnants.
Yep.
Open Sea, discover its secrets. RPG. Set sail for the PS5. How cute. It's action adventure RPG 3D.
Doesn't say when though. It says it set sail for the PS5, but it doesn't say when though. So that, you know what? We'll if it's a big enough deal, we'll talk about it later. Anyways, Silent Hill F.
They ran out of numbers.
This is a good one. This is, they got tired of the numbers. No 2 remake, no 8, no nothing. F. F for fuck you, the customer. There's another one. God.
September 25th, coming to PS5. Yeah, it's Silent Hill.
Yeah. Looks interesting. New story. It's not related to the other ones. Maybe that's why they didn't do the numbers, because it's different.
True.
I'm okay with that, I guess.
It do be different.
Sword of the Sea. We have another sea movie or sea game. See, so much sea. I'm seeing. Who? What now? Giant Squid is bringing its exhilarating mythic surfing adventure Sword of the Sea to PS5 August 19th, with the game releasing as part of that month's PlayStation Plus game catalog line. So it's a free game if you PlayStation Plus, free game. Sword of the Sea. Check it out if you want to. If you don't, well, don't. Thief VR Legacy of Shadow.
This looked pretty cool.
Trailer of Thief, which I mean, for a VR game, I mean,
VR is getting better,
but looked good.
Yeah, I like the look of this. It's interesting.
Yeah, now of course you would. It's got Big Ben right there in the background. Yeah, you can't hide that from me. I know what it is. All right, and the last one, Tides of Tomorrow. I'm just gonna read this.
Road Ocean
96
games.
Creator Digic Art.
This is the weird
Art,
multiplayer
Digi X Art returns with an intriguing
asynchronous
multiplayer oceanic adventure coming to PS5 February 24. February 20. So next year. Tides of Tomorrow, vibrant post-apocalyptic world interweaves your choices and a previous player's decision. Okay. You'll see echoes that players' choices and actions that'll help you avoid traps, solve puzzles, investigate what happened before, and simply adapt based on the other players. That actually sounds pretty cool.
It's cool, but how does it work for the first person who played it? Think about it.
It just does.
What player decisions?
I mean, also, what's interesting to me is it's an oceanic adventure in tomorrow's vibrant post-apocalyptic world. Which is it? Is the ocean post-apocalyptic? Like what happened to the ocean? What changed? What changed in the ocean after the apocalypse?
Pollution.
Like,
it looks interesting.
From where? We're gone. We can't
it's
pollute
not
anymore.
All on the ocean. Watch the trailer, man. They'll land.
I'm just saying, it's noted as an oceanic adventure. And when you say that, I think ocean, water. Anyways,
back to the news. There is a Sonic mobile game coming out after they've just removed support for a load of other ones that no one plays anymore.
Yeah, developed by the Angry Birds people.
There's
a big deal there.
Sonic Blitz. It's a card game though. It's not an action game. It's not a Sonic game. You play cards.
You'll throw your cards at a pig.
At a wall.
The first game will be really good, and then they'll ruin the second one with microtransactions.
I liked Angry Birds Star Wars.
So. I think I stopped at 2, honestly. Like, being legit. I think 2 was I mean, it's one of those things where, like, it's the same game, too. There's... Just keep updating it. That's why I like Fortnite, because it doesn't try to be something new. It understands that it is just still Fortnite. There's no Fortnite 2. There's no Fortnite 3. It's just Fortnite.
That looks interesting, though. It's a new Sonic game, technically.
Yeah, which apparently there's going to be like different characters in it or something.
Yeah, the cards are different characters, and because there's so many of them, it's like a huge roster of Sonic characters. But you don't do anything with them. You're just like playing power cards and stuff.
Okay. We got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Got some more leaked screenshots, which is showing some interesting character. We were just talking about characters. We're still talking about characters. There's more characters. There's characters everywhere. They're being characteristic.
These characters are interesting characters because these characters are SpongeBob and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What?
Oh yeah, the guy who
Why?
leaked the game in the first place has now leaked screenshots of the game with SpongeBob in it and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it looks like we're getting a Paramount crossover.
Cross worlds? So I could see, cross
Yeah,
SpongeBob, Sonic
could be a
World.
SpongeBob level. SpongeBob's
mean,
getting back into
honestly,
games. He's in the new Tony Hawk as well. So
honestly, if you told me that SpongeBob was in the same universe as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Sonic, I wouldn't argue with you because what proof would you have? What proof could I have to disprove you? So maybe.
yeah, it'll
Speaking of
probably
racing
show
games,
up
though.
at Summer Games Fest, which is in a couple days. So we can talk about that next
Probably, yeah.
episode, which will be sooner.
We
You're not
will.
gonna have to wait till next Friday. Don't worry. We're gonna sit down and record again in a couple days. Bang these babies out.
One of us is going to be unhappy about that. But one of us is going to be unhappy about it, but it's okay. Also, at Summer Games Fest, we can wait.
I put the line in the wrong place. That's my bad.
You did. We have Garfield Kart 2, coming September 10th. That's if you played the first one and you liked it.
We report on the important news here. Garfield Kart 2 is officially coming this year. I think this is why they delayed GTA. They don't want to compete with Garfield Kart 2.
You remember earlier when I was talking about people keeping their stuff? If you like Garfield Kart, if for some reason it's your favorite game, maybe just sell all your stuff. Just you don't need it. Find a nice mobile game for you. That way you can have it with you at all times. And yeah, let somebody else benefit. Sell them cheap though, because they're not worth anything, honestly. Because if that's where you're at, your gaming opinions are probably not that great. Yeah. Anyways, you know what time of the week it is, which is the first time it's ever been done at the end of an episode.
Something news, baby. Okay, let me lean forward again so you can actually see me because this key light is awful.
Big.
Huh?
Not that big. Huh?
Silksong has actually been uploaded to Steam. Like the game. The game has been uploaded to Steam. It is no longer a figment of our imaginations. It is a tangible, downloadable thing. You can't download it yet.
And it's called Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight Silksong, baby! It's coming. It's coming.
It's called Hollow Knight.
I'm gonna be coming when it comes. It's on its way. I think we're gonna hear about it. It's either Summer Games Fest or the Xbox event. Genuinely, I think it'll be one of them.
Maybe. I think they should have just shadow dropped it. That would have been great.
Honestly, I think if it was up to Team Cherry alone, then they would have. I think this is purely because Xbox wants a piece of the pie.
I feel like if you shadow drop it the day the Switch 2 comes out, given the lack of games we really have to play on the Switch 2.
The thing is, if you did that, everyone would just play it on Steam. No,
because the people that have Switch 2s would be like, I need a game to play, and that one would be available. That's how the Switch was brought to life.
Maybe.
It's the only reason why we have a Switch 2 is because games that just weren't expected to be on the Switch 1 happened and carried it. Because Nintendo wasn't ready to carry it. They put that thing out there to die. And they've essentially done the same with they're hoping that their previous library from the Switch 1 can keep this console alive. Because releasing Mario Kart and saying that's it is kind of rough, man. We don't all like karting games. I understand there's over 30 million of us that do, but that's not everyone. Look at the other games that sold. But yeah, Silksong. Why do we not have it yet? Why not? We should.
It's on its way, man. I think I firmly believe. I may be going out on a bit of a limb here. I believe that next time I do a Silksong news in the next episode, it will be telling you a release date.
I hope so. Well, you can stop talking about it.
I think I might compile every Silksong news I've done and make that a video
Oh, that's a good
when it
point.
comes out.
By the way, PlayStation, thank you for not raising your prices again because everybody said that wasn't going to age well, and it still continued to age well. You've had your sales. We talk about that because we never mentioned anything about that. But
That's true. They actually technically lowered the prices a little bit.
You got places like Xbox raised the prices of all their stuff 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whenever that was. You know, you watched. You can go back and check it again. Why not? Give the video a rewatch. We're rewatchable, right? Sure. So PlayStation, I'm just going to use these as pointers. PlayStation has lowered their prices up until June, I think 11th, which is when the Switch 2 for the Target was supposed to be here, but it's not because it's canceled. But until June the 11th is when they have games on sale. You can get such hotcakes as The Last of Us Part 1 or Part 2 for the PS5 for like $30. Astrobot's down $10 to $49. I'm ripping these off on my head from what I've seen on the price store. Because I remember, because I saw them, I'm like, those are good deals. I already have that game though. There are some really good deals. Controllers are down $20, $54 for a controller. That's as good as you're gonna get. If you need a new DualSense, grab it and hurry up because it probably won't happen again. So, and don't pre-order the Astrobot one because I'm gonna do that, so you don't have to. I'm doing it for you. So, but yes, just remember, thank a Sony representative somewhere for not raising their prices, and staying true to gamers because we appreciate that. They don't have an $80 game, Nintendo does, and look who I just gave all my money to. So I'm doing it wrong. Don't be like me.
Thank you very much for watching. That is everything for this week. It's been a long one this week. We'll probably have another long one in a few days because we're going to have the Summer Games Fest.
2 days to upload this.
Yeah, maybe. And then the Xbox event. So we will see you in a few days across the pond.
Yes, we will.
We say that. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.